Is this situation going to persist? Will the transportation plan also take in the time of the Paralympic Games?
Yes. Yeah, well, that's a really good question. The Paralympics are a lot smaller. We will make it so, unlike the games, the venues, most of the events, frankly, are actually up in Whistler.
Ah,
They're not down here. So we will have some specific plan overlays to make for opening ceremonies. The closing ceremonies are in Whistler for Paralympics. So you're looking at different venues and times and fundamentally significantly different capacities. So there are really no big downtown venues for the sporting events.
I see.
So you've got, I think, sledge hockey out at UBC, such like that. So they're really around the region. So there's a few times we've got to size up bus service and train service, but it's really pretty minimal.
And we will have the capacity to handle that anyway. That's a lot.
Yeah, we're really comfortable with that.
Because I can't help thinking that, there's been criticism in the past that, the Paralympics have been almost an afterthought to the Olympics.
Yeah.
But if there's any region that's not going to treat Paralympics as an afterthought, it's going to be the Vancouver region.
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver is, as most people know, it's basically right at 100% accessibility. There's a couple pieces that are missing, but for the most part, it's all 100% accessible right now. So, which is probably unique for most every other Olympic Games ever. So we're in a really good position that way, is to help people move around. But the peak period issues is those when people go back to normal work days, you will see people's work days fundamentally altered, as I saw as a worker in Calgary, and it's go celebrate. It's we will not need to run peak hour service that's special for the Paralympics, with a few exceptions. And even during the Olympics, peak hour service, we will not need to run it all the time. So the mornings, for example, we will run appropriate service to manage the capacities that are there. And if it's more, we'll throw more trains on.
Right.
But where it's, I'll call, full peak capacity, every train or bus we can get is in service, is in that midday, early evening range. That is going to be where a lot of the events getting out, plus the events going back in, are going to be absolutely vital to manage properly.
It's a great opportunity, too, isn't it, for people to look for alternatives and to check things out and to try it out and then see what you like.
Well,
it's sort of like a good diet program in a way.
Yeah, leave me out of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's a chance to change behaviors. There's those who are coming to visit in the region, and those of us who live here. And transit is not for everybody all the time. We hope it is. We can make a service available. But we also know people sometimes they have to take their car. For
Sometimes you need to have the vehicle.
I do too.
Yeah.
Right. So we want to be transit. If it's not your primary alternative, we want it to be your second choice, right, of a lifestyle. So if it can work for you and your family, this is a great time to try a new set of behaviors. Because one, we need the help, but two, it also fits with good sustainability principles and make this region, frankly, more livable. If you don't have to take your car, don't.
Right.
But if you and use transit or cycling or walking as those alternatives, right? Ride sharing. So it's a great chance to change behaviors, as it has been in other Olympic Games.
Right.
Try it if you haven't.